Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Thursday afternoon here in the Eastern Time Zone of the USA. It's 1830 Zulu on June 23rd, 2022. It's time for the DX Engineering Manufacturers Showcase. And this is a show where we take and actually talk to one of our manufacturers, and we represent over 160 different manufacturers at DX Engineering, and that comprises hundreds of thousands of SKUs and different part numbers. And today we have John, N9UPC from Yaesu. Hello, John.
How you doing, Tim?
Doing good. John, I'll bet you have just been pummeled with questions about Field Day and Yaesu radios on Field Day. And thanks so much for being here. John, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the advice you've been giving to customers about Field Day with Yaesu radios?
Yeah, Field Day is always an interesting topic, and I always say that is because I feel Field Day is when we get back to the roots of amateur radio, where we get very creative on things. And some of these setups and stuff that they have out there, but like you said, a lot of people are always asking, hey, what's a good radio? What can I do for Field Day? And then better yet, it might segue into more so of, like, let's say Parks on the Air or sodas or something like that on there. So what I always tell people, as I said, you don't necessarily need to have that attitude of go big or go home. You actually can do a lot of actual good Field Day work with a very simple few radios and even a couple simple antenna solutions. So obviously the hot ones that we have are the FT891, the small compact 100-watt HF through 6 meter mobile radio. That is, once again, really, really popular. It's the only way I can describe it. Like, huge demand for it for POTA and SOTA, and a lot of people are planning to use it for Field Day. The other great one that we have out there is the FT991A, which of course is our shack in the box. It's small, it's compact, it's easy to carry on there. Not only are you going to get HF through 6, but you're also going to get 2 meters as well as 70 centimeters, the full HF sideband, everything that you need on there, in addition to FM and C4 FM. And but to be honest with you, C4 FM on 10 meters, a lot of people have a group on Facebook. A lot of people are going to be trying that on there, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then the final one that a lot of people are doing is going to, believe it or not, be the FTDX10 that they're going to take out into the field there. And I'll tell you why. Because all three of those rigs work with their ATAS 120 antenna. So those that want to get out and try Field Day, but maybe don't have that huge antenna or something like that, a lot of people are looking this year at actually going ahead and setting up a tripod or setting up a pole or something like that, getting a mobile mount like the Diamond, I think it's like the K400, or there's a couple other ones out there, and they're looking at using that as their Field Day setup. Now you have the rig, now you have the antenna, and it's all connected and it's good to go.
One of the local groups here, John, the FTDX10 is going to be their CW station. And so this is just hopefully you see my screen, John?
Yep.
And it kind of walk us through the back panel here of the FTDX10.
Sure. So as you see on there, we obviously have that ready data port on there because some people don't want to use sound cards. Some people want to maybe use a different type of solution of a modem. Maybe they might be doing some sort of pack tour or whatever the case may be. So we have that connector on there. We do have the one antenna port on the FTDX10. Yes, there is only one on there. We do still provide your tuner input in case you want to hook up an external tuner, or as well as a linear amplifier. We also have another connection for it on there. The really nice one is that accessory plug. That accessory plug has a lot of different things you can actually do with it if you really kind of want to get down and creative, as well as that RS-232C port on there. So that's going to be a nice way you can kind of interface if people are into cat control and doing those kind of activities on there. And a lot of people enjoy that. They said it's really, per se, nice with the Yaesu continued kind of plug and play for that RS-232. In addition, I want to point out there are 3 technically USB ports, alrighty, on there. Now, you'll see that there's the standard A ports, which those are for like you can put in a mouse, or you can put in like a keyboard or whatever you want to go ahead and do on there. But that USB type B on there, what I kind of call it the upside down kind of house, or the kind of the letter U looking one. That is integration for a full sound card input. So on the FTDX10 as well as the FT991A, that's full sound card support. So if you're going to be doing anything, like if you're going to be doing FT8, or you're going to be doing, some people do packets, some people do different things that they can have and run just with like a sound card. You just run that USB cable from your computer right into there. Boom, it's good. Just download the drivers from our website. You do have a DVI external display, as well as you see on there, we have the standard keying jack if you have a favorite key or bug you want to use on there, the external speaker, and then you have the remote option. So that's where you get into, like, if you want to start using like the FH2 functionality on there, those are really great functions on there, especially dealing with field day. And that real quickly on that FH2, that's not just for the FTDX10 or the 991. You can use that on the 3000, the 5000. It's a great little accessory to have.
Yeah. For $1,400, John, this is a tremendous value. It really is. An SDR, the whole bit.
Yep. And here's the nice part about it. It's just slightly bigger. People always say, how big is it? Because the pictures don't do it justice. They're thinking it's like the size of the 101, or they're looking at the size of the 5000. To be honest with you, it's just a hair bigger than the 991, being that you can use the ATAS antenna with this. This thing actually goes mobile pretty easy.
Nice. Just a really super radio. And I'm really excited to hear how the field day operation at Cape Bravo Foxtrot makes out with the FTDX10. And but John, there's so many things that Yaesu is doing. Let's talk about some of the features on the radios where you have APRS. And how about the FTM 300?
Yep. So we have a big commitment to APRS. Now, one thing I know some people say is that, it's not a fully accessible TNC. No, it's not. But I'll tell you how you can overcome that if you need to in a minute. But on all of our rigs that we've had, especially part of the Fusion line, so the FTM 300 now, the FTM 200, the FTM 400 that are still in production on there, even the FT5 on there, we offer APRS functionality, and that's full transmit, receive, as well as sending messages on there. So the FTM 300, it's our kind of, how do you want to say, like our midline Fusion radio. It is full dual band and full duplex. So a lot of people don't realize that. They think that it's only a single band or it's not full duplex, but no, you could actually work satellite stations with the 300, and even if you have a 400 on there and they're using FM on there. It has a detachable head, or it can be connected to the body. It really kind of is your choice on what you want to do on there. But as kind of you said there, Tim, it does have APRS built into it. It does do full crossband repeat. It does have functionality control for the microphone. It is a colorized display. It is not touchscreen. You would have to do the 400 for that, but still, it's really easy and simple to do with what we call the ETO2 operation. So easy to operate, ETO, and then 2, it's the second generation of on there. So you hit that function button, and then you're just in that main level of things you probably are going to use more than anything else, and then you can go into that full menu setup on there. The FTM, go ahead.
Yeah, the FTM 400. Boy, this is a great looking radio.
Yeah, and this has been a tried and true radio. I mean, this is one of the first series of radios that came out for actually the Yaesu System Fusion line back all the way. That was 2013 now. And that is a fully remote mount head. It does offer dual band functionality. It does offer crossband functionality. You can only do Fusion on the A band, but that's great because then that frees up that B band to be able to do APRS on there. Now, one of the things you showed on there real quick, Tim, is our Fusion radios. So the FTM 300, 400, and 200 have an actual 10-pin data jack on there. And I really want to stress that that's an important part, because some people will say, well, I can't access the TNC. What if I want to run some data modes? That's great. You can access it with that data jack. You can buy the data cable that we offer as an accessory option. And what you can do then is you can interface that into your radio. Now, I know people are working Vara. I know people are working WinLink. I know people have been doing some sort of form of FT8. I'm still kind of finding some of the groups that have said that they've done that to get some more feedback on there. But basically, the data is going into there. In addition, you can also pull APRS data off of that 10-pin jack to kind of put it on another display or to put it in your computer as a feed port on there. Now, here's a cool other little thing that people don't know, okay? And we're going to be doing a video on this on our YouTube channel. The FTM 400, 300, 200, the FT5, these radios come with built-in GPS because they have, obviously, APRS, right? But connecting a data cable from these mobiles into your FT991A, which does not have a GPS, allows you to use the GPS in those radios for your FT991A. So it really kind of opens up. And that's why I said these accessory jacks on there and stuff like that, they do a lot more than I think what people actually realize.
Yeah, this is such a great looking radio, and the specs, the various features are really amazing. John, just and talk a little bit about the 5DR too.
So the 5DR is an interesting one. When it came out, a lot of people are like, well, I don't know. Is it really worth the upgrade to the FT3? And I will tell you hands down, and this isn't coming from me. This is coming from a user, especially an MCOM user that I do on there. The FT5 is a great upgrade. It's not a lateral move. A lot of people thought it was a lateral move. But first of all, it is a full color screen display, has 1 watt of audio on there. The touch screen is really nice. And the reason I say it's really nice is because unlike, the 2 and the 3, you touch it or you tap it accidentally, it would register it. The FT5 has a little bit of almost like a fail-safe delay on there. So you can actually push and you have to give it a little second before it registers your touch. So the accidental bump is out of there. Now, with the FT5, it does have an SD card. Same thing with the 400, the 300, and the 200. I bring this up as an important thing for a couple reasons. One, you can actually, with the FT5, as well as the FTM 300 and 200, you can actually record your conversations, meaning what you're receiving as well as what you're transmitting in analog or digital. Lots of radios out there, newer digital radios will only record in digital, not analog, but this will do it in analog and digital. Store it to the SD card. You pull that SD card out, put it in your computer. It's already in a WAV format, and it's good to go. It also comes with the new snap and holster. A lot of people, myself especially, sometimes you can't get that belt clip. It's really on there tight, or maybe it's right by a belt loop. This holster, which comes with the standard, you can pop the radio out of the holster, or if you don't like the holster, you can still put the battery clip right, or or spring-loaded belt clip right onto the battery for you. And here's the deal. The accessories for the 5 are the same as the 3, are the same as the 2, are the same as the 1, and as the same as the later versions of the VX8. So if you're a part of the Yaesu family, you don't even batteries. Who ever heard of that? A VX8 battery being used on an FT5 6 generations later.
Well, the whole Yaesu line has got some really super features in various models. And we could be on here for an hour. One of the things I do want in the chat, Jeff from Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff, KB8ZWT says the FT891, great field day and camping radio. And we've got November Lima 7 Delta. He says, I have used Yaesu radios since 1977. That goes way back.
Yeah.
And see, we've got Sky Kilo 6 India Papa Radio says, hello, John and Tim. I love my 2980 and 4500 or 450D. Thanks in 73. Is out in Fremont, California. Mm-hmm. And Kilo Delta 8 Charlie Mike November. Oh, I'm sorry. Before that, let's go to Dawn. Whiskey Juliet 3 United. Question for John. Can a DVI to HDMI converter be used?
Well, first of all, Don, that's a great question because there's a lot of stuff floating around the internet which is wrong on there. So, yes, you can use it. We do have a recommended one that we tested with the FTDX10 for the DVI converter. The issue is this, and this is truly the issue. A lot of newer TVs have basically like a I forget the exact name of it, but someone will probably correct me on there, like an HRC or ARC, that's what it is. And what it does is like connects to it. Like for an example, my Roku I have at home, I could just go ahead and turn off the TV from my Roku remote, not going to the TV, but it goes into Roku and the Roku sends the data commands to there. Well, a lot of these newer HDMI ports, and there's wide variety and standards of HDMI, believe it or not, some are putting voltage back down there. And when that voltage comes back down, that's what's going ahead, and nothing likes an output does not like input, especially if it's voltage. So that's where we do have and make a recommendation of a DVI to HDMI converter. If you are on our social media page, we have talked about it a few times on there. Or if you have questions on it, you can contact our Yaesu office, send us an email to the contact us, and we can send you the exact specifications, the one that we caught, or I shouldn't say, we tested and we went through a whole series of them and everything like that, and it works fine without an issue on there. So yes, you can use it if you can't find a DVI monitor.
Great. We've got Kilo Delta 8 Charlie Mike November is on here with us, John, and he says his first radio was an FT101E, and since the release, the FT897D with the internal power supply has been his go-to radio. So
nice.
Another happy guy there. And let's see, Dan, WA4 Mike Oscar Mike says, thanks, Tim and John. Going to have to put the FTDX10 or FT991A on my buy list for next year. And we've got Mark, N4 Bravo Charlie Delta is on from Alabama. He says, Yaesus are great and intuitive radios. We used an FTDX 3000 for last weekend's special event, which was the 40th anniversary of Space Camp at the Huntsville Space Center. No operators needed coaching. That's great. And let's see here. Don says his first Yaesu was an FT901DM in 1979. And so, and then we've got Jose says he loves his Yaesu 747GX. What? There's a blast from the past. Well, John, I know you're a busy guy and answering all the questions for Field Day. And thanks so much for all the hints and the in-depth look at some of these. And we need to have you on again soon because there's always lots of great interest in the Yaesu product line. And thank you so much for being on today.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's growing. It's great. Fusion is really taking off, and I thank all the customers and stuff, and we appreciate you guys for being loyal Yaesu fans, loyal Yaesu customers. You could just see in the chat there and stuff, and we want to wish everybody a happy and fun field day on there, and enjoy it and just have fun.
All right, John, we'll have you on again soon. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks to all of you for watching today, and we'll see you tomorrow for the weekend special. Until then, 73 from Yaesu and DX Engineering.